are going to talk about iPads whenever possible so that people don't feel like it's not relevant to them. So what we're planning to do today is just start by, are there questions from last time? Does anybody want to review any terminology or clarify anything from last time, or are there new questions? And then we'll go on to the basics of iCloud on different devices. So I'm turning it over to Ed, and he's going to sort of see if he can get some questions out of you.
Well, okay. I guess my question is do you have questions from what we've talked about previously?
I don't think you talked about this previously, but I don't know how to insert a link. You know,
looming issues that were hanging over.
Uh-oh.
I didn't hear that.
I don't know how to insert a link. I don't think we talked about this yet, but when you're, you often get an email from someone and they put links in. I don't know how to do that.
Oh.
In your email.
How to put a link into your email? Harry, you want to take that?
Love to share it. Also, Ed, not to interrupt Ed here, but Ed, ask folks about their successes from last time, if there were any. I can set that. Let me set that insert program up, and you go, Ed. Go ahead there.
Okay. All right. So Harry's going to talk about how to insert a link into an email, I guess, or get to a link to tune into Zoom. Is that the question, Betty Ann?
No, just how to put random links in emails. If you want to send an email and say, hey, this was a New York Times. I can do it if I'm in the link and then I email from there, but I don't know how to be in an email and think, oh, I'll stick a link in here.
Okay. Well, Harry can talk about that here. And are you ready to talk about it yet, Harry, or should I continue?
Go ahead for just a second here. I will figure out what. I don't have email on this machine, but I'm going to demonstrate it anyway.
Okay, so that's one question that Harry's going to address, how to insert a link into an email. And are there other questions, or are there
Oh my gosh.
the chiefs
You're breaking up. You're frozen, broken up.
Do they find themselves slightly more?
Ed, we
Oh my gosh, what?
You're having tech. We've called 911.
We called 911.
Yes.
You were breaking up there for a minute.
So
It must be
Say
there's
the
an
whole
alien
thing
invasion.
over.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the follow-up question was, did people have, from what they learned in the last session, were they able to actually accomplish something on their computer or their device? Anybody?
I would like to, I had a couple of successes in that I never realized how much time and energy it took to get to where y'all are. And because of I was able to read a lot of stuff that I'd never even seen before on other computers. So that's good.
Oh.
Who's doing somersaults?
Oh, me. I'm just trying to get it set up so it's higher and I look better. That's what you said.
Somersault, it was great. Anyhow, I followed the instructions that y'all gave us last time, and I did find the manual for the computer. I haven't found enough time to make a real difference yet, but I have been using it.
Good.
It's just got to be better than or at least it's one of the tools in your box about getting help. You don't always want to wait for a body to show up and help you, and you don't always want to be having to call somebody part of our empowerment is that's part of the empowerment. If you don't want it, we'll do another thing, but that's one tool I'm glad to hear it, Linda.
Okay.
Yeah, I had I was looking at Harry's list, and I realized that I didn't really know what PDF meant, and I got mixed feelings about PDFs, and I wasn't sure I totally understood them. So I decided to look up what does it mean, and in the process, it took me to a YouTube tutorial on PDFs, which I started to watch. I didn't completely watch it because it was before this, but it really was helpful, what the part of it that I saw. And it just reminded me again that when you don't know something and you start looking for an answer, you do have a lot of choices. Linda, go ahead.
Well, I've been working on the chat book for the Yakima Coffee House Poets, and Elaine Smith is doing it on her computer, and it does PDF.
Mm-hmm.
So she can't send it to me and have me interact with
Edit it.
It'll
Yeah.
mess up, but that's what she has to use to send to Minuteman Press.
Uh-huh.
So it's been interesting.
Doesn't it mean like something like public document format or something like
It
I think
means portable document format. Portable.
portable document?
Yeah, and I guess one thing I don't really still understand about that, if we get to it later, Harry, is once you make a PDF, can you, if you don't have Adobe Acrobat, which is where it originally came from, but a lot of people don't have it and can still save things as a PDF. If you want to, if let's say Linda got a document, could she save it as a Word document, change it, and then send it back? Or can you reverse it or not?
Depends on the program you're in. You can, in Pages, you can save it as a Word document, a couple different kinds. And you can save it as a PDF. Now in Word, I don't believe you can export it as a PDF. I got a Word file right here.
Yes, you can, but I'm saying, can you reverse that?
You cannot. If somebody sends you a PDF, then it's frozen.
Okay.
But you can copy and paste. You can copy and paste from the PDF into a document. Not, it's tedious, but you can copy and paste in.
So Linda could take a paragraph, copy it, and put it in a Word document, change it there, and send it back to Elaine?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I think you could. I think that I don't know why you couldn't copy.
We lost you again.
I think
May I demonstrate?
We should do this. We should do this when he freezes. 911.
By breaking.
Breaking up. 911.
Oh.
You don't want to do the international help me kind. That could be dangerous.
Oh. Can you
I
hear me
want
now?
to share a PDF viewer.
Frozen again.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, that's too bad, Ed.
Sorry.
Does that happen at a certain time of day at your house? It happens in I got booted off in Zoom this morning.
I think it seems to be in the afternoon when this happens. I don't, later in the day.
Mine's at 10 in the morning.
It never happens to the people you want to have it happen to. Now look, I want to tell you, as long as we're talking PDFs here, you guys got to know you are not restricted to using Adobe products your whole life. This is called Foxit Reader, runs on anything and everything. It's one of the first programs I install. It's a great PDF reader. It's more intuitive, it's easier to run, and it doesn't take up your computer resources. You got your bookmarks here if you want them. If you can close the panel, it's a great viewer. I got to pay attention to what computer I'm running here. But as long as we're in it here right now, just for a second, I want to see if I can save as from this Foxit reader. It's called Foxit, Foxit. Okay, file, save as. Let's see what Foxit lets me save it as. PDF. Nope, just a PDF. But never mind. It's still a great reader. It's snappy. You're not stuck with Adobe in any way. Don't feel obligated.
Can you download that on any computer?
Pretty much, yeah. It's multiple platforms. I've got it on a lot of different platforms. You just go to Ninite, like it says in the list there. I think it's one of the things they offer at Ninite.
How do you spell that?
It's in the book. It's in the documentation there in the help. NINITE.
Oh, it's on our resource list. That's right.
Yes, the resource list. I got a terminology.
Terminology, guys, that we sent you the first time.
Oh, right.
Hi, Lise. Weiss.
Hi.
Yep.
So before we forget Betty Ann, maybe I can try to do this. I don't know if it's going to answer her question, but I can try to do it here. Let me pop up the screen share for this untitled document. I don't know how helpful this is going to be. Now you say you're in, let's just pretend this is an email. You know, here's a link. This is just happens to be a little text document I made earlier in the day. I'm just using it as an example. Wherever you are, if you're in YouTube, you want to share the YouTube link, there's a way to copy the link there. You got to look at you got to drop down. What link do you want to copy? Well, you got to go to it in the header and make a copy of it by selecting it. You got to select it and then let me select it. Okay. And then right click it and go copy, and then you can paste it anywhere you want.
They never come out dry.
So Betty Ann,
right in here.
Yeah. If you were on a web page, Betty Ann,
Yeah.
then you'd go up to the web address and you'd highlight it and copy it, and then you'd paste it in your email.
Okay. So to copy it, you right click.
No, you slide it. You can, well, there's a number of ways to do it, but you got to highlight it, right click, cut or copy.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Good.
Good.
So
I'm glad that was that easy.
So Weiss, did you figure out how to change the name of your albums? Because I've been working on that. Oops, you got
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. Did you figure out how to change the name of picture albums?
Yeah, I did. The picture, the photos are open. I wrote the notes to Ed and explained it all to him. So now with the album, I don't have any pictures, empty pictures, and then still names underneath there. That's all taken care of.
Okay, so okay, because I went into photos on my phone and figured out how I could change an album name. And I went into photos on iCloud and figured out how I could change an album name. So if anyone wants to do that later, we can do that.
Yeah. Susie and I kind of figured it out when we were here last time.
Good. Okay.
Another success.
Yeah.
Yay.
I succeeded in soft clicking and changing the names of things that I hadn't been able to do before.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a critical thing. Your camera sends out these photos and they've got the goofiest names. You can sometimes set it up in your camera to put your initials or in the date or something that makes sense to you, but not often. The same with music files, audio files, pictures. They all have these, cryptic names, and it's just an easy, slow click, and you can put any name you want. I try to, when I do rename things, I retain some of the original names so I can have their code in case I want to find it elsewhere on the computer. So I retain some of the original name just because it's actually helpful in relocating it. But
Harry, does that mean if you change it one place, it doesn't change it every place? I thought it would.
No, well, no, not generally speaking. If it's a file that's backed up to the cloud, then it'll change it every other place. Change it up in the cloud. But that's not. We're just talking general.
Okay. Well, mine are all on the cloud. So then if I change it one place, it changes it everywhere, because I noticed that.
Yeah. That's the advantage of using the cloud. Ed.
Yes, can we start talking about iCloud now, or are we still too early for that?
Have we covered everybody's current Linda, did you ever find your emails? Oh, good.
Your sound's off, Linda. Your sound.
You're on mute.
Yes, I found all of them, and they were just under a thing called mailboxes. But I thought that was a label of that site. I didn't know that was where they were hiding.
Good. Great. That's fantastic. That's great. Isn't that classic?
Well, I think the one thing that this has done is I've been gutsier about just clicking on things.
Mm-hmm.
just experimenting.
Good.
I wish I were 18 and it would be a little easier.
Nothing blew up? Nothing blew up, yeah.
Talk to your
Oh,
grandson.
nothing blew up. Oh, yeah.
Talk to your grandson.
I think George Burns had a song like that. If I was 18 again.
George Burns, yeah.
Does anyone have something else they want to talk about before Ed jumps into iCloud, or do you want us to go over more terminology is a question I have. Or are people happy just having that written down? Okay, well, let's jump into iCloud and see where that takes us. Go ahead, Ed.
Uh-oh.
Now he can't hear you. Oh, he's froze again.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is kind of a general question. iCloud is something despite our conversations and my own, and I have to say, I have not, I don't pursue it doggedly like I should, because I get interrupted all the time. But I don't totally understand how iCloud works. I mean, I know that you say everything is, if you connect to iCloud, everything is there, all of your devices and what they save are there. I don't understand how the devices communicate with each other.
Doggone it.
Doggone it.
We got to get you a better connection.
No, it's just the way it is sometimes.
That's why that infrastructure package is so important. It may be number 3 on the list, but boy, oh boy, people need connectivity.
Okay, I'm going to say this for Ed. I have that problem with my phones that I have. There's a place in my house that is a dead space.
Mhm.
He needs to pick up his computer and walk in another room.
That's a possibility, Betty, and that happens to you too, right?
Not on my computer, but on my phone.
Yeah. Huh.
Ed, we were just making plans for you to move into another room. Is that a ridiculous notion or what?
He vanished.
He moved it.
You're
he
on
moved to
mute.
the bottom of
You're
the
on
list.
mute. You're on mute.
He had to restart and he's back on mute. It opens you up on mute, I think, Ed. Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, I'll move. Let me move.
Okay. That might help. I don't know.
I hate to tell somebody to do something that's not
Well,
right.
just to let people know, this iCloud handout that we sent you, it looks pretty simplistic, but it's actually pretty helpful. I mean, you might not want to get into it the same way that I did. I talked about going about this Mac, but you can just go to iCloud and get into iCloud. What you need is your Apple ID to do it. But once you have your Apple ID, I can click on each of those things. All of my pictures are there. Everything that I checked it all out. I went to everything in that on here, and it just pops up with all the different things that are on iCloud, and my calendar's the same on so that means if I were down at my sister's and I had to go onto her computer to try to find something on my computer, I could log on to iCloud from her computer with my password, and I could see all my pictures. I could see everything that's on here from a distance. If I lost my computer or if I was visiting and didn't take it with me, I have access to all of that stuff. And if I change something on iCloud, it changes it on all the other devices, and they're all the same as each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did not receive that.
You didn't? It came with the invitation.
But it didn't look like it was an attachment.
Oh, it's a little gray box and you had to click on it.
Okay, I'll go back and look.
I think I said, click on this. I think I said that, but maybe I didn't.
I think they were there. You got to scroll down to the bottom. I think there were attachments. That's very valuable. Here's the concrete of it here. This is the website for cloud.
Yeah.
And this, as I get out, that's what you get when you go to your website, iCloud.com, and sign in. And this is what you get when you go to your computer, your pad, your whatever on them. Again, we're Mac heavy here. So if any Windows people have to speak up because anyway, it'll say cloud here, or what do I,
Right over here.
Right over here.
One down, one and.
oh, there it is. Yeah. So and this is setting your computer side of the cloud and it telling you what you want to have saved at the cloud. So you have two access points, two things you got to deal with the cloud. And yeah, here's what I get when I'm on, this is on my computer, and on your settings or on your iPad or on your iPhone, you go to your settings and you choose which ones you want to have backed up to the cloud.
Okay, Harry, I got a question.
You want me to get out?
Yeah.
No, why didn't you have your photos clicked? I noticed your photos in iCloud weren't checked. You don't say.
I prefer to stay as far away from sending stuff to the cloud as I can. If I cluttered it up with photos, it's insane. You don't know. I got thousands of photos. It's just ridiculous to send them to the cloud. I'm just be filling space. I manage those myself quite well.
But they're not backed up, right?
I back them up regularly.
Oh,
Yeah.
you back them up yourself. I
Yeah.
see. See, I don't
Yeah.
do that, so I want them on the cloud.
You
Right.
back them up in your hard drive? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I got separate hard drives. Hard drives are cheap nowadays. You can back everything up 6 times, and it's I don't have to involve a cloud. And when the cloud fills up, I don't have to pay any extra. I mean, there's things I use the cloud for. You bet. My mail, my contacts, my bookmarks. Say things I want to. If I drop my phone in the toilet, I want to be able to load it back up right away. Stuff like that you want to recover quickly. They give you 5 gigs of space. That covers a lot of data.
Harry, here's a question I have. Can you go back to that picture where it said mail, where it showed what you could click and you
Yes.
didn't click photos?
See if I can.
I just wanted to tell people something I experienced. Okay, so when I went to mail, I looked, and the only mail that is on iCloud is my iCloud account
Right.
and I never use it. So there's 2 random emails, but I thought none of the rest of my mail was backed up because I use Gmail, not iCloud. But Harry pointed out that I just have to go to Gmail and it's backed up there on the cloud. So I can get to my emails that way. So I don't
Right.
have to have them backed up on this cloud because they're backed up on the Gmail cloud. Does that
What-
make sense to people? So if you use Gmail, you're not going to find that backed up on the cloud, but don't panic because that is backed up on the Gmail cloud.
How about Charter? I have Charter for my main account.
No, and we need to definitely jump in to clarify that you can have. I have 3 accounts. I have a Google account, and I have an iCloud account, and I have a Gmail account. Well, I already said Gmail, but my MSN account, my Microsoft account, all are available to you on your device or on your computer. All your mail is, of course, available through your mail client. It's just that they are backed up in different places. I just wanted to make sure we're touching on that.
Yeah. So you go to Charter. Susie, you're on mute. You'd go
So I
to
would
Charter
go
to
to-
find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like I would go to Gmail, you go to Charter to get your backed up email.
Okay.
Okay, so
There's a server and then there's your computer, and the server is where the mail goes, and then it sends it to your computer, and you can set up how often you go out to your server and set up how often your junk box is deleted, how often things are cleaned up off the server, and so it's a separate holding pen for your mail that exists out there, and you can adjust settings according to your preferences out there.
huh. I don't think most people ever do that. Well, but some people do, but nobody I know does that, but interesting. Okay.
I'm just looking at my iCloud. At the top, it says what your managed storage, and most of the space is being taken up by photos. Is that true with everybody?
No, most of my space is being taken up by email.
Now, is that on your phone or where are you?
On my phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine,
Sizable chunk is taken up by pictures on my phone.
Yeah, you can see why you can pick up a lot of space if you choose to manage your own photos.
So Harry, do you move your photos off of your phone onto your, you just put them on the hard drive and take them off of your laptop and off of your iPhone?
Yeah, if I take a photo with my phone or with my new, I haven't taken any with my new my pad yet. But if I take some photos with the iPhone, I'm always syncing it up with the Mac anyway. So I plug it into the Mac via USB cable to get to and then iPhotos opens, or Photos, it's called Photos opens, and it offers the page and it says which ones of these do you want to save or whatever, and you check the ones you want to keep, drop them on your computer, take them off your phone, etc., or leave them on your phone, however you want to do it. You're in control of the management. And from there, it's my job to back up my hard drive, my whole computer.
So you move your photos, the ones you want to save, you move them off of your phone onto your computer.
Right.
When you connect your phone to your computer with a USB cable, and then you move the photos that you want to save onto your computer. And then from there, you move them into your hard drive.
Well, they're on my backup drive.
Your
Yeah.
backup.
Anything on the a good thing, a reason this is a very good subject to be talking about. My sister-in-law, a few years ago, we discovered my sister-in-law was using strictly the cloud. She was syncing every photo that she ever took to the cloud, and nothing ever was cleaned off her phone, or her pad rather. And her pad finally started to fail, and it was time to figure out which ones we wanted to keep. And there were things, I mean, she'd never deleted a photo. So every little photo that she ever took for 3 or 4 years running were up in the cloud.
Sounds
And
like me.
it took it was quite a project to download them all, but we got them all, and we had to, and then there was the cleaning and then figure out which ones you want to keep. So don't let it get away from you. I recommend kind of, paying a little bit of attention to it and fussing with it at least a little bit, and deleting those photos that you sent 3 weeks ago of a mole. You don't want them anymore. And because
I'm totally guilty of that.
I am too.
we all are.
We all are.
I keep getting notifications on my phone that I haven't got any space.
I get those on my computer, not my phone. I've got plenty on my phone, but not on
I
my.
was in such a panic that I paid for more space and I don't know if I needed it.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn those screens and check the things you want to check and uncheck the things you don't want to have backed up, and you may not need that extra space.
Yeah, I've got photos on my phone that I took 10 years ago.
Me
Or,
too.
no, maybe not that long, 5 years ago, that I've never looked at.
No, me too.
That is my question. Why are you saving?
I don't know.
He's not intentionally saving them.
I forget about them.
Yeah, that's the only thing. They are saved automatically. There's not, all you have to do is ignore the controls and never concern yourself with it, and they will automatically save that. They don't want you to lose your precious photos, and that's right, you don't.
So Harry, when you delete them, is that good enough, or do you have to go then somewhere to a trash place and get rid of them?
They go into, depends on where you delete them from. If you delete them from the cloud through a browser on the cloud, they will eventually disappear off your phone, but there's ways to set that up. If you delete them off your phone or your device, they will eventually disappear off the cloud, depending on how it's set up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mine, I think that's one thing to be careful of, because I thought I had copies of a lot of emails, so I deleted them one place, but it deleted them both places. So in other words, don't assume you can delete them off of your phone or computer and they'll be saved in the cloud. They won't be. If it's all synced, if you delete them, they'll go everywhere, right, Harry? Unless you set it up specifically differently.
Yeah, like right here, I'm in iCloud Photos. Unfortunately, I'll have to take some more pictures just to have something to delete. But how that exactly works is a little gray. But once you take it off the cloud, it'll stay on your phone for a period of time. I know it's because it's not, but as soon as you do another sync, it'll clean it off the phone.
Well, I know that if I changed the name of an album on the cloud today, and it changed on my phone immediately. So there wasn't much of a lag there. So I wouldn't trust that you had much time. If you delete it, it's probably gone. One place, it's probably gone every place. So your point is, if you weren't sure you wanted to do that, you'd have to save it to another drive, another hard drive, right? An external hard drive. Keep it there and then start deleting on your phone. And then if you made a mistake, you can go to your external hard drive, or don't worry about it so much and just be more selective about what you get rid of. I have this thing. I like to I do look at old pictures a lot.
For sure.
I go back and I try to figure out what I use them every year. I make a picture card of my grandsons and I go back to their different ages. So I go back years and take pictures that I want. And, so I use mine a lot. I don't regret having it.
And now you do that on your computer, but you take the photos on your phone though, don't you?
Yeah.
And so you sync them with Mac Photos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So they're on my computer. Then I can copy them and I can paste them into Word documents and change their sizes and make cards out of them. And so I want to keep them, but if you don't want to keep them, that's fine.
You regularly go in and clean your phone of the ones you don't need on your phone anymore.
No, but if I did that, they would go everywhere because it's all synced. My photos are synced between my phone, my computer, and the cloud. So if I erase them on my phone, I'd lose them everywhere. So I don't take them off.
Yeah, that's another reason. I like to retain them, and so I retain them, and I can delete them as I wish, because I don't. My phone has got a finite amount of storage. I'm not going to fill it up. There's no point in filling it up with archives. It's not an archive device.
Yeah, well, it is for me.
What a lot of us do is we just buy a new phone when it gets too full.
Yeah.
No, actually, I mean, I have more storage than I need on my phone because I needed more than the basic. And the only other choice I was offered was the $2.99 a month, which is 200 something or others. And then I heard that there was a $1.99 one, but it doesn't exist anymore. Or if it does, they're not offering it to me. Because I went into settings on my phone, and then I went to iCloud. Then I went to iCloud. I went to manage storage, and it gives me a choice of what my storage plan is. 200 gigabytes, and it says you can add to that or you can decrease that. But when I go to decrease it, it doesn't give me a 190. I either can get what's terabytes? Is that what TB means? Terabytes?
I think so.
Yes.
I can, for $9.99 a month, I can get 2 terabytes. But if I want to downgrade, my only choice is I have to put in my Apple ID. So I'm not going to do that right now. But if I wanted to downgrade, I could go to 99 cents, but that's way less. Or I could get the free amount. So $2.99 is the least you can spend if you need more.
I decided to pay $2.99.
That's what I do.
I do the same
I
thing.
do.
That's why Apple's getting rich.
Yeah. You don't-
Well,
Nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
Let me share one. I want to share one little note here. Just look this up. How do you move the screen to make it smaller?
That's okay.
That's the answer to the question that I had. You turn off iCloud photo sharing, or sign into a different account, or use the cloud server other than iCloud for photo sharing is the way to get them off your phone, but retain them in your cloud. if, should that come up, you'll Google that and
Okay.
look it up. There's a way around, but I just never back them up to the cloud. I don't want to be caught in that whole loop. Okay, I got to get out of here. Stop share.
Well,
Stop.
you have more, I mean, Harry's pretty much of a professional photographer on the side. So he has a huge number of photos, right, Harry?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's part of his, and they're probably would take up a lot more space than because of your cameras and stuff than our little iPhone cameras.
Is all this saving listed in the will?
You got to know where
I
to.
really wonder because who's going to get them?
One should concern oneself with one's digital archives. I believe I've got lots of stuff that I just really think it's part of what I definitely want to leave somebody.
Who's going to be in charge?
This hit Mike's funny bone.
Oh, shit.
You gave him a good laugh, Delma.
Well, it kind of feels that way about it. I'm
No,
not
I mean,
saving, I'm giving, I'm clearing it out. And you're all talking about saving.
Yeah.
Hey, you could leave your digital archives to the village.
I don't know if we could handle all those. I'll tell you. I mean, then you got to leave your passwords. That's the problem. We can't get into your cloud unless we have your Apple ID.
Okay.
Well, I think I know the answer to this question, but when I have stuff sync, it's sync between my phone and my iPad, and I think it's synced to my iCloud. So if I have pictures on my iPhone, pictures on my iPad, and then when I upload to the iCloud on my phone and just do the same thing with my iPad, I am hoping and believing that it can tell which pictures are identical and it does not put all those duplicates up there.
No, it doesn't put duplicates, does it, Harry? No, it knows.
We saw a lot of duplicates when I went through sister-in-law's
Oh, really?
situation, but you're not. If it's a duplicate, it came from the cloud from your other device.
So if I back up my pictures on my phone, which is identical to the pictures on my iPad, and then if I have put my phone in the iCloud and my iPad into my iCloud, then it's going to have two sets of those pictures.
No.
No, mine does not. Mine does not. The
If
only
they're
thing
different- only if they're different pictures. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no, mine does not. I went into my iCloud photos and it's exactly like what's on my phone. It's exactly like what's on my computer.
I've never looked at my iCloud. I just didn't know where it was exactly or how to get to it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what,
that's
it's
that.
worth trying that, Rex. That's what I did with this. I went in and I looked at everything and I was very reassured that it's all there. That means I can access it. If I ever lose my computer or my phone, I can go there and it's there.
So maybe we should go over again, how would Rex get to iCloud?
Yeah, should I?
I'm still confused too.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Yeah, and I confess I did not look at the documents in that one thing.
Okay, well, when you get them, you can try it again, but let me see if I can, let me try sharing my screen.
Because Mary, when I followed your directions,
Yeah,
I could never get to the point where it said, to make it bigger, magnify it. I couldn't, when I got to start your quick start guide, I couldn't get to magnifying it. I didn't know how to do that.
okay, well, let me show you that right now.
Okay.
We go to can you see my Mac, my desktop again?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to support. We're going to user manual. Is that what you're talking about? Now, look right up here. Do you see this? That's where you make it bigger.
That didn't show up on mine.
Yeah, not everybody's computer has that.
Really?
Yeah, mine's a little different too. Mine doesn't.
Okay.
I didn't have that.
Well, I'm sure it must be there somewhere.
Quick start
Maybe,
guide.
yeah, search around and see if you can figure out where it is, Betty. And maybe it's, oh, look at that. This thing takes it back and forth or something. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, well, but let me do this. Let me go to iCloud.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Now, you know, if I go to iCloud, you're going to see that that's what popped up on Harry's screen too. Now, what you're going to need, this is great, it's not coming up. But what you're going to need, Rex, is you're going to need your Apple ID.
Okay.
So I wrote mine down in case I wanted to do this. Let me see if I can.
Now, Rex, do you have a computer?
Yes,
Got
I
a
do.
PC.
I have a PC, I have an iPad and a phone. I
Okay,
don't use the computer for very much. About the only thing I use my computer for is a letter now and then to print and to my finances on Quicken.
Wait.
so you don't offload your accumulation from your phone onto your computer?
Well, I have from time to time, but that's not a routine.
Yeah. Well, this will be one thing you can do with your computer is go to your iCloud account and take a look at the global, what it's being stored and what's not being stored. But it's also, of course, you got to make your choices inside the settings, and we've already kind of covered that, I guess, a little.
Now, are people seeing this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hold
only
on.
the dots.
Okay, wait a sec. That's how long my password is. That's why I can't remember it. Okay, now it's going to hopefully bring up the things that are, okay, this is my, good afternoon, Mary Lou. This is it. Now, I haven't ever looked at account settings. I'm not going to right now. But if I go to iCloud Drive, let's see. Well, what this means is all my contacts from my phone and my computer are saved in here. And if I hit this, it's going to bring them up. Now, here they all are. Now I go to arrow back, and this is what I told you about my mail. The only mail that's in here is my iCloud mail. And that now, if I click on that, it'll bring up what's in the mail on iCloud. And there's just these two emails that are from 2020 and 2018. I don't know why, because they were iCloud. And then this will bring up all my photos and then all my notes. So all of the things that I have on my computer would come up here, and you can go check and see what's on your iCloud Drive by doing that. So I'm going to go.
It's a miracle.
I know. I went to my photos.
Because I don't know my Apple ID, and my phone knew it because it has facial recognition.
Oh, good. So it is a miracle. No, when you see, I mean, it's very reassuring to me because I never knew how to do this or why you would do it, but now I do.
Yeah,
So-
you're using up your bandwidth. I can demonstrate this if you'd like.
Okay.
You're running out of bandwidth there.
Okay.
Wow, this is amazing.
Okay, I'm going to stop share. Okay.
This is a miracle.
It's a confusing miracle.
It's a miracle. No, it isn't. It's not as hard as it sounds. It really, I feel so much more comfortable with what iCloud is now.
Yeah, I got my new iPad. My brother took a picture of me eating, and I hadn't set the settings yet, so it snuck past my defenses and saved it up in the cloud.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So that's, you know, if I had hit photos, you would have seen all my photos. So then, yeah, you can go, you have 774 emails and your
Yeah,
contacts.
that's
See,
just
now
in
what happens
iCloud.
when you go to, what if you go to account settings? Show us what that does, Harry.
Oh, look at that. You guys are seeing that too, probably.
Yeah.
I get notifications on this old computer that I don't know. I thought I turned them off, but
See, this shows you what what devices they're tracking you on. That's really interesting.
Yeah, they're tracking me on an old computer I don't use anymore.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So he has a lot of space available. And Harry, you just have the regular free iCloud?
Yeah, 5 gigs. Yeah, if I started backing up photo, well, I'm going to back them up on the pad. I was going to take another photo so I could delete it and see what happens. But yeah, these are actually all my active devices.
Oh, Harry, go to family sharing. I would like to know how that works, because sometimes I have trouble sending pictures. If you want to send a bunch of pictures. So could family sharing work for us?
Opens in a new tab.
Okay.
I've got several things, several tabs open, as you can see here. I'm going to run out of bandwidth myself, but okay. Family sharing. It just brings you an informational.
Okay.
It keeps your kind of the same headline at the top.
Okay. So people go in there and explore that. It's really interesting. You might be able to do some things you never could.
Yeah, I have no doubt that I don't know what questions to even ask.
So you're with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I'm the same
and
way.
there's probably, I just hit the tip of the iceberg of my knowledge of what these devices can do and what they can't do, or what they can do is they can do a whole bunch more than I even can think about.
Yeah.
I think we're all the same way.
Yeah, I agree. But it's I'm really excited to understand iCloud better, because I'm counting on it, in case I lose something.
Well, 200 gigabytes for $2.99 a month. That's not too bad. A 200, but you can get a terabyte drive for $60.
Uh-huh.
And you can back up the rest of your life on a terabyte drive.
Where would you get that, Harry?
But what if I
By March.
Right.
What if I lose it? I better put that in my speaking of which, I better put that in my emergency planning thing, right?
That's right.
Take it with me if there's an emergency, because if
back
it
up
burns
your-
up, you've lost everything, guys. So just
back up your backups. That's right. I had a backup drive go bad on me here a few years ago. I once every few years, I lose a few thousand photos and audio files, and they're gone.
Mhm.
That's it.
Actually, one thing I found when I erased a bunch of emails I didn't intend to erase, I don't even know what I lost. So it's really not as big a tragedy as I thought it was.
So my question is, Harry, on the backup device, you could, this is a physical unit, right? I mean, you like go down to Best Buy or something and buy
Right.
one.
Yeah.
And to back something up onto one of those hard drives, do you just plug the device into the hard drive and then transfer everything from the device to the hard drive?
Yeah, I open up. I do it the hard way, but I open up two windows on my. The thing I most frequently back up is my laptop, because that's where I'm always adding new files, new music files. Every time I listen to a series of records, they're recorded and they go into the drive for the headphone system. I have two windows open, two Explorer windows, and I just transfer them across, and I can do searches to find out if I already backed it up. But yeah, a window open for your drive, your empty drive, and a window open for the stuff you want to save and never lose. And you just drag it across, copy and paste, or move, depending on if you want to move it, get it completely off your laptop or whatever. And it just throws it on the drive.
Well, when you first buy that external drive, because we just bought one, if you plug it in, will it start telling you what to do?
There are programs, a lot of them come with built-in programs that can be helpful and can help you set up a backup. But just kind of familiarize yourself with your Explorer window and kind of know what you want to back up, and do a couple Google searches on what are the best things to back up. What should I back up? And it's going to be your email, your contacts, a few basic things. For PC people, again, Dan does this as part of his service. It's so inexpensive, the service for what he does. It's just phenomenal. He backs everything up, gives you a fresh computer. Well, it's a PC, gives you a fresh PC that you can use. Nobody here is on a PC, so I'm not going to do my PC demo. But
No, well, actually, Rex is on a PC, but you don't use it that much, Rex?
Just mostly for finances and occasionally if I have a letter that I want to type up and print out.
Okay.
One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to connect my iPad to so I don't have to do it on my computer.
that was one of our earlier questions, and that should be
No, so no.
from the notes.
Repeat that question again, Rex. If you want to write a letter on your iPad, is that what you're talking about?
Well, yes. Well, to a letter or anything that I can hook my iPad into a printer, and I'm not sure if my printer is compatible with my iPad. I don't know how to figure that one out. And when it comes to my PC is so old that I know I'm going to have to replace it soon, just to get updated technology in it.
How old is it?
Oh, let's see. I got it before I retired, so it's about 8 years old at least, if not more.
Take it to Dan. He'll update it. He'll install Windows 10 if it can be installed. Most likely it can, and you'll be a happy camper. Or he'll tell you that no, it's wise to move on.
Who's Dan?
Yeah, thank you.
The guy at ASAP.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was
Who?
on the resource list.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, you should, if your printer is a Wi-Fi compatible printer, you will see it on the network in your whatever you're composing in, whenever
Okay,
you're writing your letter.
Show him how that looks, where you see it on
I
the.
was just,
you
I
go
was
to
just trying to
settings.
do it in the iPad here. I opened my notes. I didn't immediately see it in the notes app on my pad, but I can surely find it here in the Windows, in the Microsoft Word window here.
What if you want?
Let me hit the share button here, get you going, and see what we can come up with here.
Yeah, because frankly, it's so difficult for me to get into my computer and make it work, to get it to the printer, that I have not printed any of these things off that you sent.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Well, it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, so here I am. Now you can only see this one screen, but above it, I'm going to have to share the desktop. I got to get out of this. I got to share the desktop to show the proper, well, it's not going to help a Windows guy. I'm going to have to do this on the Windows machine. Let me move over, go on to the next question. I'll set it up and then I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Okay.
Say, I just have a suggestion. Rex, when you do decide to buy a new computer, maybe you ought to buy a Mac so you've got an iPad already, right? That's a Mac device. So
right.
That way maybe the two could talk to each other a lot easier.
But they're so expensive. They're really more expensive is the only problem I see with that, Ed. I mean,
But you get so many programs that come free with the machine, and it's so much more user friendly in a lot of ways. Unless you take your new Windows 10 to Dan and have him modify it, it's a.
Well, then it's maybe worth it, but
it's offset.
It is definitely more expensive. But they some places like have secondhand refurbished ones, right? That you can trust, right?
Absolutely.
Talk to us about that, because that might be worth it. It really might.
I think you can buy used Apples through Apple if you go onto their website.
They have a wonderful refurb site.
Yeah, and you could probably get one that's cheaper for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I would do, frankly, because it's pretty pricey.
Well, you can get a MacBook Air, the low end, I think, but it's still $1,200 probably.
Yeah, and you can get a PC for $300 or $400.
I know PCs
it's
are a lot.
really, really different.
PCs are a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking is, I mean, Rex, for one thing, we can just mail you some of these handouts. You want us to do that?
Well, until I figure things
Sure.
out for
Chrissy,
print.
why don't you just mail him a whole set of the handouts from each of our times? Anybody else
Yeah.
need that? I mean, there's no reason, just tell us. We can easily do that. Rex, that's
Well,
not a
yeah,
problem.
that's more
Yes.
spending, more time consuming for you.
No,
That's-
it's not a big deal. Chrissy can easily do that. I could easily do it either way.
I just need it emailed.
Yeah,
I just need it emailed to me because it's not on my computer.
Yeah, I think it is, Linda, because I sent you the link, that email with the link in it. And that's where those you can,
handouts are.
if you click on the little,
I can find it again. I'm still having trouble finding emails as they go
I'm gonna
by.
send it to you right now and see if you get it. Let's
But
figure
they
that out.
don't look like normal attachments because I almost missed them. They look like tiny boxes.
they're like
They look
little,
like-
they're like little,
Great
Bullets.
boxes.
little bullets. sort of
Yeah.
things.
Here, I'm gonna send it to you right now, okay?
Okay,
And then you tell us if you get it.
okay. I'll have to-
Just a sec.
Tell him you want it to.
Right now, I've got Harry Thompson's screen, so.
I'll
it's-
get it out. I'll get it. Sorry.
No,
That's
that's fine. That's fine.
It's flying. It's,
Line.
Alrighty, here we go.
I think you've got them, Linda. You just not, you're not recognizing them.
Yeah,
when you open the email.
it says, it's a little gray box that says iCloud from Mac Help or for the iCloud experience. It says iCloud handouts 2 attached, and then these 2 little gray boxes, and I'm forwarding it to you right now, Linda.
Yeah, and if you just put the cursor on those little gray boxes and click on it, it'll open up the attachment. And then you can print that off.
Yeah, in other emails, I did put click here to link. I didn't
Yeah.
on these emails, so.
Okay, well, I
next
just
time
sent it
I'll
to
do
you,
that.
so you'll get it eventually.
I probably need them too, and I think Weiss needs them.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Yeah,
For some reason, they just didn't look like attachments. Why would that be? I don't know.
yeah.
Well, they do look different. They don't look like your normal attachment because
Yeah.
Mary Lou used a little different.
Okay, listen, let
Well,
me,
yeah, because our Club Express, it is a weird tab that, it's from our
Oh,
the Club Express generated from our,
okay.
play with that.
okay, I'm gonna forward it to Weiss and,
Me.
Susie,
yes, Susie.
Well, and if you sent that to me in an email, I can create a folder and I can call the folder tech support, and I can put those emails and documents in my tech support folder.
You can, but it's kind of nice to have them on paper sometimes, but you
Yeah.
decide. Weiss, I don't know if I have your
you know
email.
what? Your stuff, it goes to, I have to go find it on
doing
Earthlink.
the data tell you now?
I'm just gonna give this to Susie and she's gonna send it to you. How about that?
I'll forward it to her.
It's
Yeah.
gonna go to Earthlink, but for some reason, I cannot make y'all part of my friends.
Well,
It
be
won't
that
get-
way about it.
Yeah.
So you
Mary Lou, it's arrived on Earthlink. I got that.
Okay. Now, do you see those little gray boxes at the bottom of the message?
Look at that on my pad here.
They're like little bubbles.
Little gray boxes.
I've just got 2 little gray boxes. One says for the iCloud
Yes,
experience.
click
Yeah,
on
that's it.
those. Those are the attachments.
Just put the cursor on those and
Click.
click.
Yeah, nothing's happening. It's telling me to rejoin Zoom.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll have to look for it when I'm off of y'all's screen, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I need to forward it to myself from this other site, and then I'll try it.
That's something we need to figure out
Oh.
right now, what
Yeah.
that means.
I can't seem to get, I have Earthlink, and I have an Earthlink, how do I explain this? The Earthlink account and everything, friends come in, and I'm not sure how I make you friends. except I put you on my contact list.
You know,
Yeah.
I used to have Earthlink and it's terrible. You should switch to Gmail.
That's what I told her. That's what I told her. I told her the same thing.
I used to have Earthlink
Bad.
too.
It's not good. It's horrible. It started in Pasadena.
Who is your internet service? Who is your internet service provider, and do they have email?
I have
You have Charter,
Spectrum. Yeah.
Spectrum Charter. You could
You have you have an email account there.
No,
No.
yeah, you could.
Yeah, you do. It's automatic. Comes
Oh.
with your subscriction.
No. It
You
doesn't.
don't use it, but it does probably.
Now, you've got it, Linda. You just don't use it.
I had a long, I asked, I didn't want, they said, oh, they would give me Google. Yes.
No, you
They-
can, you can have charter.net if you want it. But you can also have Google. There's no reason why you can't have Google.
Email, yeah.
Yeah, and actually I created a Google account for you, but you never use it.
Because I have Earthlink.
No, I know you have Earthlink, but you don't have to use Earthlink. You could drop them.
But you can use them all if you use a client on your computer.
And she does. She uses the Apple Mail client.
That's great. You can add every account until you decide which one you want to use. You can add them all. I have them all. I have Gmail, I have MSN, and I have
You know what
iCloud.
he's talking about? You know what he's talking about, Linda?
Oh,
Let me show you. Hold on. See if I
Show
can.
us how to add an account. It
Well,
comes
I'm
up
not
with
going to
those
add an
pretty
account,
pictures.
but let me see if I can show you what he's talking about. Okay, here's my, I hope. Okay, this is my email. Okay, over here in my inbox. Can you see this, or is the picture?
yes, yeah, no, it's good.
Okay, then there's my Google account. This is my iCloud account. If you had your Earthlink account would be listed here, your Charter account would be listed here, all along here. And then you could choose which one you wanted to get. All the messages would come in there.
Show her how to add it. Show her the add page.
I don't know how to do that.
You don't, it's just way up at the top of your screen. It's not in this window.
Where do I go? File?
I don't have it on this machine. Yeah.
Oh, add account. It just says add
There you
account.
go.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
there you
as
go.
easy as it. Look
Add
at all the
account.
pretty pictures. See, you just
Look,
click
I could just
the box next to yours.
add other
I've
mail
never
account.
seen it. Where was that? Where was it again? Go back.
I went up to the top here, and I went.
You'll have to show us the screen rather than the.
I can see it. The about
Mail.
mail.
Okay. I go up to mail, and then I go down to add account, and this pops up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. So we can do that, guys.
And that can be done on a person's phone and iPad as well.
Wow. Okay.
Live and
so-
learn, let me tell you. Well, Rex, why don't we send you these, why don't we go ahead and send you the handouts, but you're right, you could probably open a folder and do that too.
Yeah, because what I would do is I would create a folder and I would start putting all the information from this group into it. I
Yeah,
would create a folder called tech support.
yeah,
And then that way I don't have to go looking through 100,000 emails to find it in the,
yeah. Good idea.
as the years move on.
As the years move on, we don't want 100,000, we just want 1,000, right?
Okay, well, yeah.
That's another. I'd love to share that tip, but you know, blanket deleting of emails. I have to do it on a regular basis. I select all the emails from a certain recipient or a certain sender, and I can dump them all except the last 2 or 3. And I do that 4 or 5 times. Mostly it's from the Democratic National Committee. I got to get rid of those, or else my computer's going to fall through the floor.
Right. I have the same problem.
Now,
I
depending
don't know all those,
Do people know
I
how
didn't
to
know
set
all
up,
those emails out of the way to the computer. That's a new information.
Yeah. Oh, it makes
do
it heavy.
people know how to set up folders to store their emails in? Do you know how to do that? You want to see that?
Well, no, this is all new to me since this with
Okay,
this.
well, let me
computer.
try this.
But but I didn't find that ad thing on mine just now.
You didn't, you did or you didn't?
Did not.
Oh, you did not find, you went to mail at the top.
Did I-
Next,
Cancel your window.
Open your window, Mary Lou, out of your mail.
Cancel that out.
do what? Oh,
Cancel it first. Yeah.
I won't, okay, cancel, thank you. Okay, so you go over to mail, right next to the apple. You have to go into your
We
email.
can't see that.
Open your desktop, Mary Lou. Give us your desktop.
Minimize your mail right now.
I'm seeing it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, because I can't see it.
No,
I'm
you
seeing-
have, as far as I can see, you've got it only open to the mail.
Yeah, so minimize your mail.
You've got to share your desktop. You're sharing the wrong box. Pick your whole screen rather than just the mailbox.
Yeah.
You got to reshare. Change your share.
Now, does that work? Okay, let me get out of here.
Change what you're
No.
sharing.
Oh, boy. I can't, okay, I've got to stop share. Okay, now what were you seeing?
Now you need to share your desktop.
Okay. Let me
I'm still waiting on this printer discussion.
share my desktop.
So where you go to open,
Okay, well, hold on, stop sharing.
You might have to go to advanced. I don't think so, though.
I'm not gonna be able to get there from here.
Oh, it's on basic. Yeah, it's on basic. There's 3 tabs at the top of your share window: basic, advanced, and files. It's the first one on basic.
Okay, basic, okay.
Upper left.
You're sharing your screen.
That's your whole screen right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you see my email now? What can you see now?
Yeah, we
yes.
see your whole desktop.
Okay, well,
You see email.
you see email? Okay, that's what I thought.
Now
Okay,
we see something.
now do you see my email?
Yeah.
I was seeing your email, yes.
Okay, so up at the top, there's this little apple, and next to it, it says mail. If you click on that, and then you
Okay.
scroll down, you get to add account.
Okay,
You click on that, and then it gives you these choices.
okay.
but that's not in your email top. See how she's up in her,
She's up in the menu bar,
up
Yes.
in the menu bar. Okay, yeah,
the
we're
very top of
Up in
the,
the menu bar, right. And then if you want to see what I have to do is all of these different Zoom things, I have all Zoom webinars, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I have
That's
all
what.
of these folders underneath. And if you want to make mailboxes, you go to mailbox, and then you, whoops.
You're there.
New mailbox. And then and I want it to be on my Mac, which is not going to come up. It's on my Mac, or if I want it to be someplace else, I want it to be all Zoom webinars
Or in the cloud.
or in the cloud or wherever I want it to be. And then I'm going to say, well, actually, I already have one called Tech Tips. If you scroll down here, you'll see I'm going to cancel that because if you go down here, I have one for Tech Tips. So every time we do anything, I put all the emails related to Tech Tips into this folder. And then I can find them really easily when I need them. You could do that. You could do that on your.
I want to ask you something else. Go scroll, this is more basic. Scroll up to where you have the mail.
Yeah.
And you see where you've got the numbers, the 1,811 and the 2,241.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you delete a mail from today's, where does it go? Which of those mailboxes does it go to?
When you delete it, it goes into trash.
but it'll stay there.
Mine have a life of their own. They keep coming back.
Well, when you move it, if I wanted to put this into, if I go back to my inbox, now I just sent you something.
Oh, you like Jimmy also, good.
I just sent you something. Let's see, this is upside down, so I got to go all the way up to the top. I just sent you this, Linda. Tech
Okay.
tips. So I want that to go into tech tips. I just hold on to that and bring it down to tech tips. And then it'll go into tech tips and it'll go off this inbox and into tech tips.
Now,
Okay.
Linda has touched on a key point. If indeed they keep coming back, you're going to have to go out to Earthlink in a browser and set it up. Go to your settings and tell it when you delete an email, I want it to go away off the server. Earthlink is retaining your emails and then sending them back down to you.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is. You don't want it to do that. You got to tell it. You got to tell it. Computers
Bad
are
Earthlink.
incredibly stupid.
Bad Earthlink.
Harry, I may show up at your doorstep one of these days.
Don't you dare. That's what this is about. Oh, I'd love to do it, but I can't say that.
Okay. But you can bring it here. Now, tell me this, we're still good on time. So if anyone has any more questions, bring them up. But I was also
Got a
thinking
printer problem to solve.
we've got printer issues and as one possible topic, another one, the very first time people said they wanted to understand streaming better. Do we still want to talk about different ways of streaming?
I don't even know what streaming is.
Well, let's say you want to stream movies on you have a smart TV and you want to be able to
Only as smart as its owner.
right.
Just
Exactly.
keep it on the device we're on. We're on iPads, iPhones, and computers. You can stream. You're streaming this video right now. You're streaming this Zoom talk.
Yeah.
This is streaming.
Yeah.
There's no more complex than this.
But,
When you watch it, when you open up your Netflix app on your cell phone and you watch a movie in the bus on the way home, you're streaming that movie.
Yeah. So Netflix and Amazon Prime, and maybe some people have Hulu, and then we talked about different devices you could use so that you can use those, so you can watch PBS movies on your television. How do you do that? Do people want to talk about that?
I think it would be a good idea.
Roku, we talked about Roku, right? I think PBS has something going with Roku now. I saw that just yesterday. Yeah.
Roku's and also HBO Max. They've got a thing with, also they've got a thing also with Apple TV.
Mhm.
Okay.
Apple TV is another way to stream. So
Netflix.
there's several.
Mike has a question.
Oh, I just said Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
He likes Netflix because it has the audio description in a lot
Oh,
of
great.
So
Netflix
it'll-
is good.
Can you do that on YouTube? Can you set that up on YouTube as well?
I don't know. I've heard that there's a way to do it. So what it does is it'll describe, there's a narrator describing. If you can't see, it's really nice because it's a nice narration of the movie in between the dialogue. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Huh.
I
That's
can't
great.
always, yeah.
Huh.
We like Netflix for that.
Okay, so that's a possible one, but maybe next time we should bring any questions people have plus the printer. Now, Linda, you said you were going to make a list of questions. Did that ever happen?
No.
No, but if you want to, I mean, everyone should think about, after when they come down from this and after they get their iCloud email attachments, think what your questions are. I mean, I think iCloud is more straightforward than I realized it is. It's as long as you know your Apple ID and you know how to get to iCloud.com, whether you don't have to go to it the way I describe in this. I described how to go to your, to do it on your, going to about this Mac, but you don't have to go there. You can just go to any browser, right? Which is either, what are the browsers, everybody? Browsers could be Safari,
Google,
Safari.
Chrome.
Google.
Or
Mozilla Firefox, the greatest browser ever invented.
Yeah, so you could go to those and then you,
Type in iCloud.com.
yeah, go to iCloud.com and then it'll ask you to to log in, and you need to know your username, which is probably your email, but maybe not, and then your password. And please don't make a long password like I did. And then you go in there and it will say, hello, Betty Ann, and then it'll show you what's on your iCloud. So try it. Try it, and if you run into trouble, write down what your problems are.
Mine doesn't say hello, Betty Ann. It says hello, Elizabeth. That's my problem.
Who the
It
heck?
doesn't know you very well. That's the problem. All right. You haven't gotten to know it. It's still formal with you, Betty, and you got to get it more informal.
The key notion here is you're not stuck with accessing your mail or your photos or your settings with your device. You're out of town. You're camping in Oregon. You go down to the local store. You jump on their computer. You log into your iCloud account. You can check your email. You're waiting for a special email from cousin Nikki. You got to have it. You got to learn what he's got to say. You can check in anywhere, anytime. You're not chained to your device to access these things. That's one of the joys of using email in a browser. I don't like being restricted to using it in a browser, so I choose to use a client, but you should be familiar with both. If you're only using it on your device, you should learn how to do it in a browser. If you're only using it in a browser, you should learn how to use it on your device.
Now, does everyone know what he's talking about? A client is something like Mail, which is what most of us are using on our Macs or probably on your iPad. Mail is a client, but a browser will take you directly to Gmail or to Charter or to Earthlink or to whatever your provider is, and you reach them on the browser, right? But the client will list all of those different ones, and you can open all different email services on one device, on one client, which is Mail. Okay, so
it's a management tool.
Yeah, it's almost like Finder is. It's like a map or it's like a little storage place for your different emails all in one place, and you can open them all from here.
Yeah, so if you have several different email accounts on
Like
your
a file
browser, you can use the client to manage all those in one place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm using the client, I guess, because it's under the mail folder on my iPad.
Right.
But then I use Yahoo, and so they keep wanting me to put everything into a Yahoo app, all my emails into a Yahoo app. Is that more of a browser than it is and I don't know what's going to happen if I put everything into this particular app. Does that mean does it take it off of my mail account?
I've never heard of that. Harry, do you know?
It's if it's an app, it's on your device. If it's on the web, it's not an app. They're probably encouraging you to use a client.
But he is using a client because he's using Mail.
Yeah,
maybe they want him to use their client.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it, see how you like it. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Ignore it. I mean, it might move everything. Would it move everything off of Mail if he did that?
It'll still pull from your it still pulls from the same server. You can have two clients reading the same mail off the server.
Okay.
So I was afraid to set that up because I was afraid it was going to take everything off of my mail. And what I like about my mail is that regardless of what email I've got RN Van Beek, I got On the Road Rex, I got something else, and it doesn't matter. It all shows up on my email as I read them, and I don't have to go from one email address to another to see what's on what.
Well, then stay with it. I'd say I wouldn't buy into their app unless there's a real reason. If it's working for you, why not? Keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes they want you to use, it's like they're always trying to encourage me to use You know, they might tell you to use a United app or an Alaska app, but you don't have to do that. You can just, you don't need to, you don't
Yeah,
need to.
it's kicked up recently too. I see a lot more of that. Everything has an app, no matter
Yeah.
what. I mean, I see it on my phone all the time. I'm having a situation. I'd like to share something pretty kind of essential, and I'm down at the basic end of things. I'm having something happen right now. I got a crashed browser. I'd like to share with you folks what to do with a crashed browser and what that means.
Okay.
Will you let me
Okay,
share?
let's have it.
Let me share my desktop. Here's you're seeing everything, but here's the browser. I'm wiggling the browser. The browser is crashed. I tried to log into my Google account to try to share with you what it looks like online. And it locked up. I got the spinning beach ball. What's the spinning beach ball? What does it mean? Surely anybody with a Mac has seen this.
I have, yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay,
do?
so what do? You follow my cursor. I go up to the corner, click on the gray desktop area to get a clean cursor.
Yeah.
You got to click on the desktop area to get a clean cursor. See, when I roll back to the app, it's still the beach ball, but I got to get a clean cursor, click the apple, and go to force quit. Safari has not responded for the last 2 minutes. It's time to force quit it. This is what you do. You go to
Okay.
force quit. There's a key combination for it, but I never remember it. So I'm going to force quit this app so I don't have to tolerate all this baloney and get back to the show here.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, if you're stuck in something spinning, go up to the corner and force quit it.
I've even got a component that's left over from that whole thing. Safari's, the question window is still here. So anyway, we'll have to work on that.
What causes that lockup like that?
Well, just, it's computers are imperfect devices, and sometimes they act like it.
They get confused.
You bet.
So can I set on the iPad too? I call it the circle of death.
Circle of death.
That's great.
Can I do it from my iPad?
How do you do it from an iPad, Harry?
Oh boy, there you go. That's a tough one. I don't know that one.
I
Chrissy
close
does.
it out. I just close out. I mean, I just
Yeah.
go out of that page.
Just
Start over.
erase it, flip it off the screen completely and start it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
Because it's to me, it's like it's not loading up.
yeah. Just flip it off.
And so I
Well,
just go
sometimes-
out.
You do that.
Sometimes what I do when things start going screwy on my iPad is I just turn the whole thing off or leave it off for a minute and then
Yeah.
start it up.
Yeah.
If
That does
necessary.
wonders. That's a really good idea.
It is. Those are ways to get things back operational. Sometimes closing the program and reopening it. Sometimes reboot the whole computer. You want to try to avoid that if you're already shutting it down at night or once a week. That should be enough. We don't want to keep rebooting just for every little thing. Close
Right.
the program. Try to do it first with closing the program and then reopening the program.
Right.
Okay.
But if that doesn't work, don't put up with baloney. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this. There's a little.
My iPad's on 24/7, 7 days. Yeah, 24/7. I never turn it off.
There's a little button. We can't see it. Well, the refresh button on the top of the website.
Oh,
It's like an arrow, there's a refresh.
That'll often fix things. You bet.
Het
Ja.
hoofdblad in de centen, die hebben
See it.
How do you refresh something? What does that mean? Where do you do it?
It reloads the page. It reloads the web page. It's most often used on a web page.
See up there in the corner,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
little arrow that says circle?
Yeah.
So if I'm on our page,
Oh, so you hit that?
yeah, and that'll refresh the page I'm on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so yesterday, our website, I was redoing some things and it was being wonky. And Mary Lou, I should have said, go to that refresh button
yeah.
a couple times and that'll,
Yeah.
kind of, oh, hi,
That's good.
there's Delma's painting. It will kind of refresh. what I
Good.
was trying to get on there, which was our calendar. See, now it's not, see?
It's
Do it
off there.
again, dang it.
Yes.
Start
Okay,
Start over.
Oh, okay.
refresh.
Now, there
redo.
it goes. And so now I refreshed it and now the calendar is
Yes,
showing up.
it's still me off.
Okay, good.
Doesn't,
Okay,
off. It'll just kind of go back to where you
Well,
started.
so what do you say about next week? I mean, in 2 weeks, our next Tech Tips is Tuesday, April 6th. And we're gonna maybe focus on printer issues and anything that's come up, and then start thinking about what issues you might have related to streaming devices, getting movies either on your computer or on your smart TV, and what questions you have about that, what choices you have, what works, what doesn't.
Join PBS and get yourself a little Roku. You'll never look back. I got a printer demo waiting here. If you got a couple seconds.
All right, I just need to say I can't be here 2 weeks from now, so I'll
You're-
miss out on the printer one.
Oh, okay. So should we wait?
Trying to show you right now the printer thing.
No,
Oh,
Just
that's
take-
probably,
It's very
it's
low.
it's approaching 4 o'clock, so anyway, I can't be here on April the 6th.
okay. Well, so does anyone else have a topic they want us to take on, or should we just,
Well, for Rex, the session on April 6th is going to be recorded, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
So
Okay,
Rex, you could look at it later.
right.
okay,
You'll have to tell me how to do that, but I know
Yeah.
I'll be able to do it. I just need
Yeah.
to know where to go to do it
yeah, you
and
just,
to find it.
yeah, you
My
just go to
major
the,
problem is everybody I do business with keeps bullying me into going paperless.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm having that
Oh,
problem.
yeah, that's another issue.
That brings us full circle. That brings us right back to the PDF we were talking about the opening.
yeah.
I'm pretty much paperless and I like it
Yeah.
sometimes.
So no other burning issues that you want us to address on April 6th? We'll talk about printers, we'll talk about questions that come up.
Maybe what people could do is, rather than trying to come up with it on the spot here, is if they think of something that they want to get addressed, maybe email you.
Yeah.
Mary Lou, and you can
or
add to the list.
Chrissy's gonna do the survey, and so, wait and do the survey when you know what you want. If there's something you want us to do,
Mhm.
send in the survey, and Chrissy, focus it on what questions are coming up for you,
Okay.
what loose ends are there, and
So-
look over the tech tips, and look over the basics thing. Maybe there's something, we didn't deal with everything on here. I mean, Harry can always go back over that. We did talk a lot about email and browser usage today.
The iCloud documents that Mary Lou put together, these two iCloud documents are just primo. They're absolutely wonderful. Get them, print them if you need to, but just run them just look at them on your screen with your device in hand. And if it shows an image of an iPhone, those settings apply to your iPad.
Yeah, iPad and iPhones are the same. That's why we did that. And try those out and see what questions come up for you. And then send anything else to Chrissy, I'd say, and she'll make sure that Harry and Ed and I get them. We usually meet next Tuesday, we'll meet and talk about what's going to happen the following week. So anytime this week that you think of something, let us know. Great. Okay, well, I think we are wrapping up here. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Ed.
Thanks, yeah.
And
Thanks,
here
Harry.
we go. And thanks,
Yeah.
Chrissy. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Mary Lou.
Thanks, guys. All right, take care.